Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome to a new video series. I have no idea what I'm going to call this yet, but I talked about it a couple weeks ago. I have a bunch of old magazines, and I thought it'd be kind of fun just to go through them on video here. I have a massive collection of old Nintendo Power magazines, and I figured that's what we'd start with. So basically what I'm going to do for this series, as you can see, we have what's left of the very first issue of Nintendo Power. Basically what I'm going to do is just flip through these magazines and film it, and I think it'll be fun. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. So as you can see, this is what's left of the very first issue of Nintendo Power. Unfortunately, the cover has been ripped off. It is not in great shape. It's actually Super Mario Bros. 2 on the cover. So let's go ahead, open it up, this one little piece here. Now as you can see, a little welcome message here. Welcome, this is our premiere issue of Nintendo Power, the new bi-monthly magazine. So just kind of a welcome to Nintendo Power. And I have to say, Nintendo Power, when I was a kid, this was the video game magazine. Forget about GamePro, forget about EGM, forget about Game Players, all that stuff. Nintendo Power is where it was at. I was a Nintendo kid and I loved it. So as we open it up, got our table of contents here. Super Mario Bros. 2, the second quest of The Legend of Zelda, the Howard and Nestor comic, which honestly I was never a fan of. Double Dragon, Contra. Look at this, man. 1988 July-August premiere issue. Yeah, we got some classic golden oldies in here, folks. Oh man, that's in rough shape. I don't know if that's folded in the corner or yeah, it's folded. First up is Super Mario Bros. 2. Now the NES was my first console. I loved Super Mario Bros. Unfortunately, it took me 10 years to finish it. When Mario 2 came out, I was so excited about it until I played it. Definitely one of my least favorite of the Mario games, but here we are, the premiere. Kind of a first look at Super Mario Bros. 2. He plays Mario, Luigi, Toad, or the princess. I always chose the princess because she could float, and it was real easy to control her after she jumped. I hated Luigi. He was hard to control for me. Mario was all around, and I never messed with Toad. Basically telling you how to play Mario 2, jump 3 different ways, master the basics, defeat your enemies, lift them, throw vegetables at them, slide them and hit them. All kinds of good stuff here, man. Like I said, this is one of my least favorite of the Mario games. Got all the different items here for Mario 2. It was weird to me, the picking up the vegetables and throwing vegetables at the enemies. It wasn't until I was older that I realized this was actually a different game, but with Mario characters plugged into it. So yeah, got a couple of the enemies here. The big boss of the game, Wart. I can't remember how long it took me to beat Mario 2, but I remember the ending made it so not worth it. I was just so frustrated with the ending. I was like, that was not worth all the stress and the headaches. Well, there we are, man. Super Mario Bros. 2. And here we are, the Super Mario Bros. 2 Sports Festival. You see Mario and Luigi here. They've already got gray hair. And Toad is looking absolutely ridiculous in shorts. But yeah. More Super Mario Bros. 2, World 1. World 1-1. And this is what I liked about Nintendo Power. They actually took the time to make the maps of the different levels, point out where the power-ups were, shortcuts, different tips and tricks. I like that about Nintendo Power, man. And I always have fun going back, looking at these old magazines and seeing all this. We're all World 1, 2. Excuse me, sorry about that, my throat is bothering me. The bird doors. Remember the bird going in the bird's mouth after you defeat Birdo? And we have World 1, 3. I don't know if they covered all the worlds in this issue or not. I guess we're going to find out. But yeah, I always liked how they had the maps printed out. All the power-up locations there, so you knew where to find them. And World 2, 1, the desert. Man. World 2, 2, more of the desert, and you can see there's tape right here to the person that had this before me, I guess, tried to tape it back together, so yeah, this first issue has definitely seen better days. And we have World 2, 3 with the triclide, the three-headed snake. And I guess that's all there was. Yeah. So they covered the first 2 worlds of Mario 2, and now we have the second quest of The Legend of Zelda, where you put in Zelda as your name at the character creation screen. I did not know that until years after I got the game. So I thought it was pretty cool, man. And basically this is just... Oh wow. Oh, that's not good. Alright, we got a page coming out. This one's almost ripped out. But yeah. Basically maps of all the labyrinths, all the levels and dungeons, which I think is cool. Like I said, I always appreciated that from Nintendo Power. Level 1 map, level 2 map, level 3 map. And this page, yeah, has been totally ripped out. Map of level 4, map of level 5. Oh wow, this, yeah. And you can see tape along here too, so yeah. I don't open this issue very much because I don't want it to completely fall apart, even though it's almost there. So we got a map of all the levels here. And wow. We got the overworld map folded out. It is taped together, as you can see. Pretty cool, and I like how they actually had the map packed in with the game. That was also cool. The baseball roundup, and we also have the fold-out poster. The other side of that map is a poster. Bases loaded, which yeah. I actually want to find some frames to fit these posters in because I have a couple old issues I wouldn't mind framing and putting up on display. But here we go, the baseball roundup. I'm not a baseball fan at all, so I could not care less about baseball. But here we have bases loaded, RBI baseball. Take a few seconds to look at those. Hey baby Bella. I got Bella over there just staring at the magazine like she wants to rip it to pieces. And basically just a few hints, strategies, and things like that for bases loaded and RBI baseball. More of the same. Like I said, no, I'm not a baseball fan at all. So, these games never appealed to me. Counselor's Corner. This is where they give you kind of tips and tricks and helpful advice to get past certain areas of the game, certain bosses of the game. The thing I liked about Counselor's Corner in Nintendo Power is you could actually write into them with a question about how to get past something. And I can't speak for everyone else, but in my experience, every single time I wrote into them, they would actually send me a letter back in the mail answering my questions. And I thought that was awesome, because what other video game magazine did that, where they would actually write you back and send you a response in the mail? Nintendo Power is the only video game magazine I could think of that actually did that. And I really, really wish I would have kept those letters, because those letters, they came into thick paper, they were nice and printed out, and just everything, man, it was awesome. Then the counselor would have their signature at the bottom. I loved it, man. I wish I would have kept those response letters. But a lot of this looks like, got Metroid over here, Ghosts and Goblins, which is infuriatingly difficult. Super Mario Brothers. Unlimited one-ups. I've never been able to pull that trick off, ever. Castlevania, I've never played the first one, believe it or not, just the second and third. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! I've never beaten Mike Tyson, please help. I've never beaten Mike Tyson ever. I can make it to Mike Tyson, and he absolutely destroys me, so don't feel bad, dude. Then we have Howard and Nestor, the comic. I was never a fan of the Nestor comic at all. I didn't really care for him. Then we have Classified Information, which is kind of cheat codes and special things. Rad Racer, an awesome game, man. I loved Rad Racer. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Contra. I always had to use the 30-man code for Contra. I had to use the 30 lives code. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to finish it. Some more Ring King, Ninja Kid, Xanac codes, and tips and tricks. Double Dragon. Awesome game. Really fun game. So this is all about Double Dragon. Different attacks right here. Just an awesome game, man. Actually, the first Double Dragon game I ever had was Double Dragon 2. I played 2, then I played 3, then I went back and played 1. I never beat 2 or 3. And here we go, Mission 1, Mission 2, they got the numbers, the snakes making up the numbers. I think that's pretty cool. And like I said before, they print out the maps of the different missions. Mission 3. If you beat all the enemies, you go on to Mission 4. And there we go. So yeah, Double Dragon. Really fun game, man. Then we have Gauntlet, which I never played. So I don't really have anything to say about Gauntlet since I've never played it. A bunch of maps for the different rooms here. And here we go with Contra. Like I said, I always had to use the 30 live code. Because without the 30 live code, I didn't last too long, folks. But Contra was and still is awesome. There we go. My favorite level was always the waterfall, level 3. Here we go, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. I actually like Classic Concentration better than those, man. Video shorts. Pretty much what's coming out, or what has recently been released. Gunsmoke, Iron Tank, Legendary Wings. Rambo, man, that game was weird. Had Dragon Power, Metal Gear, Bionic Commando. I never got into Bionic Commando. I didn't really care for it. City Connection. I used to play that a lot when I lived in Italy, believe it or not. I actually liked City Connection. It was weird, but it was fun at the same time. Yeah, Pack Watch. These are all the games coming out for the Nintendo. Hello, Tiger. I think Tiger's going to climb up here in a minute. Careful, buddy. Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Buddy, Tiger. We've got a cat. Cut. Come here, buddy. Good boy. There's my good boy. All right. Yeah, these are all the games coming out. Marble Madness. I actually liked Marble Madness. A simple game, but as a kid, it was so hard. But I loved it, man. Simon's Quest, first Castlevania game I ever played. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Absolutely hated it as a kid, but I love it now as an adult. No, you can't go on my magazine, buddy. And here we go. Here's all the mail-in stuff. No, you can't go up there. Tiger really wants to lay on top of the magazine. Yeah, all the different contests you can do. Win a Nintendo Power t-shirt. Can you imagine how much people will be selling that for today? Alright, what's happening around the world? World news. Japanese players waiting in line to buy Dragon Quest III. The official Nintendo Player's Guide. Now, I never had a lot of the official Nintendo Player's Guide. I always had these books called How to Win at Nintendo Games by Jeff Robin. They were awesome, dude. Look at this. Konami awards the Top Gun title. Top Gun, I love that game. Movies. Kirk Cameron. Pee-wee's Big Top. Pee-wee Herman and the Talking Sofa. And of course the mail. In later issues of Nintendo Power, the letters will be at the beginning of the magazine, but here we have them at the end. Just people writing in with comments and stuff like that. And this NES Achievers is kind of like top scores for different games. You got people all over the country. Never seen someone from where I live at now. I just think that's pretty cool. People send in their top scores and hope Nintendo Power will print it out. Right. This is basically here, this is people bragging about how good they are at Nintendo games. And of course the top 30. The number one NES game at the time of this magazine's release was Legend of Zelda. Super Mario Brothers is number 4, Rad Racer number 8, Top Gun number 9, Double Dribble number 10, Excite Bike number 18. So that's always pretty cool to watch, see the charts of the top games. And players' picks for top 30, pros' picks. I don't know who the pros were. And dealers' picks. And then what's coming up in the next issue, we got Simon's Quest, Bayou Billy, Bionic Commando. And of course, if you want to send off for a subscription to Nintendo Power, here you go. Yes, I want to subscribe. Oh man. I want to subscribe to Nintendo Power for the special introductory rate of $15. Man, do you know how much it would cost now? You can get a whole year's worth for 60 or 15 bucks. And that's it. That is what's left of the back cover. There we go, folks. Let me put this back in. That was what is left of issue number 1 of Nintendo Power Magazine. Like I said, one of my favorite magazines. I always love Nintendo Power. You can never go wrong with Nintendo Power. So that's what I want this series to do. We're going to go through my entire collection of Nintendo Power, which, if we do one a week, we'll be doing it for at least 2 years. At least. Or maybe close to 2 years. Then I have some older wrestling magazines and older stuff as well. So definitely want to go through all those. So we'll see how this episode does. I enjoyed going back and looking through this first issue of Nintendo Power. I hope y'all did as well. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end it. I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you had fun with it. And I'm going to try to think of a name to call this series. I have no idea what I want to call it yet. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have an awesome rest of your week. And I'll see you on the next video. Y'all take care.